Welcome to the post-game analysis of Game 1 between Team DYNX and DRX. DRX was able to grasp the first game. Once again, DRX showcased Lucian-Yumi combo. So not only DRX was able to take away DYNX's favorite pick, Lucian, but also they had a history of getting a win with Lucian and Yumi. So because their lack of AP amongst the champions, they were able to pick Echo in the end. And also, all of their lanes were able to counter their counterparts of DYNX, and Echo had ease to level up and get fed. So picking Lucian and Set first, those are all flex picks, so they had a lot of room to maneuver, in terms of draft. The focal point was that because of the flexibility of these champions and the individual players' champion diversity, they were able to use a variety of picks, and then using Yumi, they were able to attack the enemy champions on a timing that is before than what the players of DYNX expected. So DYNX also had their strengths by having Zoe as their main poke champ, as well as other champions covering for Zoe. However, DRX was able to overcome that. Once again, they proactively used Lucian and Yumi and was able to dominate the game, especially from the bot lane. They already had full vision in the vicinity of the bot lanes, and as soon as they saw Bard being absent from the lane, they immediately charged forward towards Ezreal and secured a kill onto it. And also Bard witnessed that Lucian and Yumi were charging in, but there was nothing that Bard could do, and he just had to watch Ezreal falling. Then they had some time because all of the laners were oriented towards the top side, so they chose that particular moment and they capitalized on it. And then once such circumstances happen, then the jungler or other laners had to cover a bot lane, so they had no opportunity to capitalize on the other side of the map when DRX made such a move in the bot lane. So DRX continuously piled up kills after kills. Here once again, after getting the dragon, they had full vision in vicinity to the mid lane, and then Lucian was poking around the enemy champions, getting on their nerves, and then shoved the wave, and then immediately rotates top. And once again, they try to be as proactive as possible with their offensive play calls, and this was due to Lucian's proactive plays. Here, as you can see, when Ezreal was trying to receive the crashing wave, he had no idea that DRX champions were converging onto him, so he was susceptible to such a gank. These are all applicable to both Lucian and Yumi. And despite Rich's Aatrox putting up a good fight, but it ended up in vain. And this is probably a high-paced offensive play calls that LCK fans really yearn for many months, many years. And DRX was able to demonstrate it. And due to the advantage that they gained through these multiple plays, they were able to get the dub in the end. Alright, let's find out who's the player of the game for Game 1. Alright, it's Keria on his Yumi. The cat power is too strong. In terms of a high-paced game, one of Yumi's weakness in such a high-paced game is the laning phase. However, Keria was able to overcome that. And also, a lot of the Korean commentators mentioned that using Yumi's ult, they were able to not only converge onto enemy champs, but also drift away from enemy champs' skill shots and attacks. You can see Keria's Yumi doesn't always get on top of his allies. He always moves around without them as well. Try to be as proactive as possible. in team fight, Yumi's strength is further bolstered due to her skill shots. Cats don't usually try to take a walk, but Karis Yumi is somewhat different, very independent one. Most of the votes went to jungle and support, and by casting vote, Carrier was able to secure the POG. Alright, can DRX clean up with a 2-0 victory, or can Dynamics retaliate? Let's check out in Game 2.
Thank you, Brian, once again for the great translation. And yeah, there's no surprise that it was going to be either Pyosik or Keria. I do feel like I was watching a little bit of a Pyosik highlight reel, but the thing about Yumi is that a lot of what she does in a great player's hands are not always super obvious. A lot of the little things that Keria was doing was utilizing the Yumi to an extremely high level, so I don't mind it as long as one of those two guys did pick up the POG.
Yeah, I agree. Even though that Pyosik Echo performance was not normal, it's acceptable. The Yumi was just so clean, as I mentioned, from lane and also outside of the lane, both really great and deft, sadly. I mean, just sad, you know?
Yeah.
Like his back is hurting, so they just need to deal with it, you know? And he just needs to deal with it. And I feel really sad for him.
Yeah, I just hope that it doesn't last as an injury for him and that he can get over it very quickly. Hoping the best for Deft, but now we're getting into pick ban for game number 2. This time DRX will be on red, or rather blue. They're both blue teams. This time the blue team is on the blue side again.
I'm not sure about the win rate, about the blue team versus red team, but I feel like most of the time blue team was a little bit better because of the first pick potential and the way how they decide the ban picks, you know. Red side, there is so many fixed bans that you need to ban, like OP champions. This time around, it was TF, Karma, Volibear. So many picks are just must be banned from red side.
Yeah, and they're kind of forcing Team Dynamics to ban most of them here. TFR's Karma is probably going to be what we see. Although, up against DRX, you may want to ban away something that might be a little bit more tailored to their style, maybe like a set, something that really can be flexed a lot, even into the mid lane. But instead, it's going to be Ezreal. So they say, actually, no, we don't want to see you playing Ezreal. We can't play Lucian Yumi like you guys did, so we will take that off the board.
Yeah. That's why Volibear is alive. And it's one of the great picks by blue side because it's just a jungle Volibear is just way too strong and there's no jungler out there you can play against it. And this is Set and Apelius. Really great answer by Dynamics. Still, Doctime is having great win rate on the Apelius. Yeah, I mean his Apelius was just doing great. So there is no other reason to not pick it. But there is Karma, who actually erases the top lane. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Never mind.
Ashe. And
Snowball Freyald combo.
How about Nunu?
Oh, Chovy. Yeah. I mean, if you want to pick Nunu, then I'm not gonna pick it here.
Yeah,
just pick it for 5, you know.
But it has synergy because it's a freezing champion that can make snowballs.
So basically, they have 2 lanes of just pushing winning lane. Basically, right? Karma, most likely top lane or bot lane, because Keria always loves to pick for lane, and with Ashe, I think you can just push turret 2v2 purely. So I think it's still a flex pick, but we don't see any games of mid Karma by Chovy, so
yeah,
I don't think it's gonna be mid flex as well.
I think Doran, after game 1, they're going to say, we got Karma, you're playing it. Like, I don't think there's going to be too much discussion there. Obviously, if they feel like they want to swap it around based on the matchups, they may still do that. But I think highly likely it does go top. Silas is going to be taken off the board here. They don't want to have him be annoying.
And I think they just need to still hide where set goes, DYNX. And I think there's no reason to show up their mid or top lane because, yeah, I mean, even though it feels like it's not gonna be support set, if it's support set, it's gonna be really rough lane.
Yeah.
Especially against Ashe. His support is not decided yet, so I think it's kind of risky. So you should go for a mid or top lane, and I think it's gonna be mostly top lane because top lane set is still playable on the top side after the nerf.
They're taking a lot of time down to the last wire of what they do not want to see. Some other kind of magic damage, and they're gonna take away Kennen.
Yeah, they're kind of AD heavy, right? Yeah. Full of AD damage. I think it's already pretty rough for DYNX, you know, if they stack up Ninja Tawais.
Yeah, with Karma and some range and tanky champions. They're going to go ahead and probably pick up Azir here. Would be pretty nice. You have range. You can poke down against a lack of range on the side of Team DYNX outside of the Aphelios, who obviously can be very obnoxious from range. And maybe Keria is going to show Guger what the Bard is all about, but as I say that, they're swapping over to less exciting picks, such as the Braum.
Yeah. One of the great pick to just have bot lane 50-50, and I think especially with Ashe, I think it's more than 50-50, you know? You can save her from enemy team really easily, and as you mentioned, Frelio Ice combo is working out really well, you know? So yeah, they need to fill up some AP damage. That's gonna be quirky for DYNX side. And yeah, in general, their ban picks is not like really balanced like DRX side. I feel like DRX is way more better, way more stable, and that's gonna be the reason why DRX is gonna have some easy game. But for DYNX side, yes, AD-AP balance is kind of fine because of Corki. But Aphelios and Corki, both damage dealers, are just really looking for the late game, not for the early game. So maybe they have not enough time to pop off with those picks, you know? Maybe they cannot even reach to power spikes when Aphelios and Corki can be really having some exciting moments in the team fight. But we'll see, there is Aatrox by Rich.
Yeah.
So maybe he can lead some early game by himself.
I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into another game of Rich 1v9. And he's going to have a much harder time of getting fed, though, up against the Karma. I think that Doran is going to play it safe, try not to give any solo kills over. I'm sure that CV Max sat him down and said, never do that again. And we'll see how he plays this time around on the Karma. Definitely has some safety there. As, yeah, we're just about ready to hop into game number 2 as the very exciting Corki versus Azir matchup is going to be going head-to-head in the mid lane. Cannot wait. And here we go.
Yeah, if it's Western country players are playing it, then after this game, maybe we can see some Azir Corki tweet after this game. It's not, it's LCK, so they are willing to play those champions, so there's no problem.
Yeah. They enjoy the Corki, they enjoy the Azir. They love their Trundle. We got Trundle back again in this game, even after game 1. He's going to be going up against Pioshik's Volibear, who it's definitely, you know, if the Volibear gets ahead, obviously it's kind of like Olaf in the fact that you're kind of just running at the enemy champions. You become a lot more tanky and harder to deal with as you get ahead. So we'll see if Pioshik can get ahead. I don't feel like it is as oppressive as a Fed Echo can be, especially when you don't have a lot of ways to stop him. But again, we'll have to see how that jungle matchup does go. We see here that Doran did go Glacial Augment.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting because you normally go for Grasp when you're playing against 80 melee champion on the top side and build for Iceborne Gauntlet. Yeah, that was already great trade by DRX's bot lane.
Yeah, it didn't take very long, did it?
No. Oh. Here we go. Ashe laning phase. Because of the volley, like it's just so hard to play against her as support. And that's why Duckdown went for Doran's shield, even though he's playing as melee champion. That's just the power of Ashe, you know?
Yeah. That's why we're seeing it a lot more nowadays, especially with the popularity of Aphelios. You want to try to get ahead in the lane and eventually try to just neutralize him by cutting down on his farm and keeping range.
Yeah, and Dynamic should know that their mid and bot lane cannot do much in the early game. So I think they should just focus on the top lane. Especially that Karma seems like it's not going for the tank build, you know? With Glacial Augment.
Yeah.
Maybe he's building for like GLP and those kind of supporting items.
I mean, it's going to be fantastic against
Aphelios, yeah.
Aphelios and even Aatrox Trundle set, right? So there's a lot of melee champions that you can keep at range and be really annoying against. And you're also going to have a fun time in the top lane, just in general in the laning phase, because the Aatrox will have less mobility. Doran, you can see, is 5-0 on the pick with almost a 6 KDA. He is a big reason why Top Karma has such a ridiculous win rate. It's 8-1 right now. And looking good to potentially take another one here. Oh, what? He was in midair and he plopped back down. That's a very agile bear. Can also fly.
Yeah. There's not many junglers that you can actually invade Trundle like that. And that's the power of the Volibear, and that's why so many LCK teams are trying to just first pick it. It's not flex pick anymore, I feel like. Because on the top lane there is so many counter picks, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think you have that huge amount of advantage when it goes for the jungle, you know? I mean, let's say you are fed as top Volibear, but I think jungle Volibear as a jungle position, you can always look for dive after level 6, and also you can win most of the 1v1 matchups, so it's really good pick right now. It's planned to get nerfed, but before that, Volibear is really strong.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the LCK teams are going to be using it until it's not strong. And you can see that he really wants to take out that ward, as now we're just going to go for a bit of a dive here on a ridge. We're seeing this a lot more with TP. Trying to lock him down. There's the damage as, oh, one more auto will do it. Toby will have to flash to get out of there. Throws up the Crab Rave. As here comes Kuzan. He's got some speed. Will flash in there, but the shield comes down and Kuzan will die. As there you have it. Karma, she's a pretty strong champion, Wadid. Hey, how about another TP? Yeah, let's try it again. Yeah, it's not going to work this time.
Yeah. That's the power of top Karma.
Yeah.
It just erases the top lane. It goes always 50-50.
I love it. Let's just erase the top lane entirely without Karma. Let's just make it 2 lanes with the top jungle.
Yeah, I mean there is always like matchup knowledge about the top lane, you know, like Camille, Aatrox. Camille can always trade better. The early game Aatrox can have good game, but after that like you have really bad late game. But when it's top Karma, there's no matchup. You know? It depends on Karma how he plays the lane. If you want to play aggressive, yes, you can do that with Karma because it's Karma. And also, do you want to play safe? Yes, you can because it's Karma. It's the champion that you can do every single things.
Yeah.
The top lane. So that's why most of the top laners are just picking up the Karma. And especially, this is GLP Glacial Augment Karma. So I think he's gonna help mid lane so many times.
Yeah, for sure. And you'd see that Rich, it doesn't matter if he hits his combo because first you have to shoot through a shield and then Karma's gonna get health back from her tether. All the while, you're gonna be taking a bunch of damage. It's definitely a different feeling compared to the Aatrox versus Camille matchup that we saw in Game 1. And that's perfect for Doran. He can just sit back and, you know, not have to worry too much about the lane.
Yeah, and also the bot lane.
Okay, nice little trade here. Deft getting pretty low. They're able to chunk down onto Cougar at the same time, but
Chovy's here.
Oh, okay. Gotta force that cleanse out early, as it will be a 4v3 down here. No TPs available. Pyosik trying to get in there and poke down Duck Dom. Keria tanking it up, but Pyosik is gonna bite the dust. It's now make it a 3-on-2. They're trying to chase here on a Beyond. That will be a kill. Another one for Chovy, make that 3. So the miscue here for Keria is a bit unfortunate, but he has hit level 6 as the flash comes in, but enough damage out of Death will be enough to take down all 3 members that were in the bottom side for Team Dynamics.
Chovy is getting kills up and down, left and right. He's always moving first. That's the power of the Azir when it comes to Azir versus Corki matchup. Even though you have great late game with Corki, you cannot do anything in the early game. You just farm and pray for your teammates. And here we go. Pyosik is waiting.
Yeah, he's going to get stunned up. Tether, will it come off its cooldown? There it is. They don't have any healing reduction, but it does not matter, as that will just be a straight-up kill. It seems like Rich is now, I think, the next person to kind of tilt after game number 1. And now facing a Karma and invading her in the enemy jungle when you have no idea where the enemy jungle is. Generally not what you want to do.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a really fast game. Game 2. Maybe not cycling the Drake that fast enough by DRX, but the snowballing that they're making right now is so huge, and it's all from Chovy, I feel like. He just made the lane and always moved to the side lane to get some great advantage. Even though he was not level 6 on the top side, he landed great from. And after getting level 6, he reached to the bot lane and demolished everyone.
Yeah, Chovy's going to be out of control in this game. 3-0-2, Ashe is 2-0. The Volibear is having a very successful beginning to the game. Was able to pick up a lot of, well, decent amount of kill participations. He died early on in the fight, I suppose, down here on the bottom side.
I guess this is one of the game that if Chovy doesn't get 12 out of 12 POG votes, LS is gonna be really mad.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But anyways, clean dive, power aggro by all the members by DRX was so clean. And Chovy, yeah. I mean, look at Corki's position. And he's just hitting mid-turn.
Yeah. Immediately after this, Jonah Strong, our observer, just went mid and zoomed in on Corki. Like, he is a...
tilter.
Our observer is a tilter.
Yeah, I mean, he is tilter, you know?
He's tilted by Kuzan's play, for sure.
I mean, there's nothing much you can do as a Corki, you know? And you are forced to play AP champion in the mid lane because your teammates just pick the AD champions.
Yeah, Set's dead. burst damage there by Pyosik. They're all throwing out the, I think that's the old King Zone DragonX logo. And yeah, Shelly is going to potentially net them a tier 2 turret at 11 minutes into the game. Not quite, but this is utter domination. I mean, they are ahead by more than 6,000 gold at 11 minutes into the game.
Yup, the game is really one-sided, and this is the game we were expecting from DRX versus Dynamics. Game 1 was a bit weird because of the top lane situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, this time around, he's playing Karma, so nothing is gonna happen on the top lane. And the huge difference is already made from the mid lane and also bot lane. Yeah, I mean, if top team is using Ashe, it's most broken champion in on the bot lane, by the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Wins bot lane only, and is decent in the late game. And also you can spot enemy junglers all the time when you synchronize with your jungler. So everything is looking really great for DRX, and all they need to do is just push this mid turret safely.
They're getting so much value out of all the turrets. I mean, they got 3 plates up top, 1 in mid, and there's still 2 minutes left to go, not to mention the 5 down on bottom side, obviously. And here they go. Corki has his package. It's going to get knocked up, and there comes the package, so.
Yeah. They just forced TP and package at the same time. Like, how smart is that, you know? And we saw if you are like really desperate to dive, you can have a lot of mistakes like Sarhewan Prince.
Yeah.
And you fail all the things that you were building from the early game. Just because of one dive. One missing dive.
Yeah.
One misplay with the dive.
But in this case, they're just like,
yeah,
no, we got the value, let's just back away.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they have, you know? They know what they can have, they can do something.
Yeah.
It's obvious that Aatrox has TP and Corki has package, so it's low chance, but still, they're getting some advantage, you know? There's no TP on Aatrox, no package anymore. So, like, they're deleting the possibility of Dynamics. So, yeah, we can feel some calm moment by DRX, you know? It's not like a boring farm from both teams. It's just the DRX making game really one-sided.
He really wants... Okay, there you go. Gonna step in, take another plate right before the 14-minute mark, so even 2v1 they weren't able to do anything against Deft, who does have Pyosik nearby as well as Keria. The side lane is already up 2 levels, which is Aatrox. Okay, finally gonna hit level 10, but still not in any kind of a decent spot, obviously. Beyond, desperate to get something done. It's always funny to me when the winning team support just like stands up to the jungle. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
you're not gonna do anything, buddy.
I think winning team support versus losing team jungler is always playable. I think it's gonna be really close 1v1 if it happens. I mean, the game is really one-sided, you know?
Yeah, 1,600 gold in plates alone. Going the way of DRX. Only 160 with the way of Team Dynamics, as Rich might just die here. He's going to have to ult and maybe flash away from this one. There's the flash. Guger just running over saying hello. He's pacifist. He doesn't, you know, he's not just going to go in there and die.
Yeah. It's all about the mid first turret, you know? If they can defend it with enough time delay, then they can have a chance with Apelio's 200 years, you know? But it's already 7k gold difference, and I don't think it's gonna be really like close in like 10 minutes, you know? They need at least 15 or 20 minutes of farming.
Yeah.
And then after that, maybe with some shutdowns.
Maybe, yeah. That's true.
They can come back with this game, but right now it seems like taking skirmishes or team fight against DRX competition is impossible. Because of the item difference, that's just simple.
Yeah, it's just numbers, just math, you know. Not really going to be able to do much against that. It looks like Chovy is preparing to take down the turret right now, and Guzan will respect that. Slow and steady push here from Deft in mid, with help from some of his teammates. But you notice he'll never overstep his boundaries. He's never going to get out of position and offer a chance for the shutdown to come on in. Look at, so notice this too. Chovy has burned multiple waves into this turret. He's not just giving free farm over to Corki, which, by the way, this is, you know, I don't know if LS is co-streaming, but he might mention it as well. And it's like a different type of freeze, you know? It's like freeze against the turret so that the turret eats all the minions rather than, you know, the enemy minions are eating your own minions.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So the turret is freezing. So good job to the turret and Chovy for pulling it off.
Turret is not buying items with that gold, so nothing is happening from Dynamics side. And eventually they need to group to get some vision control, so which means we're gonna slowly getting behind in levels as well. So everything is just so rough for Dynamics right now. And I don't think when it's gonna be the timing for Dynamics to take the team fight. Maybe when Corki gets double items with Muramana.
Okay.
I'm not giving the time.
Oh man, he predicted the flash and immediately got in there. Chovy is just popping off so hard in this game.
Are they looking for end with this Herald?
I think they might try to end with the Herald. Look at the Bumblebee. Poor Rich. He's like, oh, I just... Oh, even his set is going to throw out the Bumblebee. It's only sad Bumblebees here for Team Dynamics. As now it's a 10,000 gold lead at 17 minutes.
Great snowballing. And yeah. And last time, when, even though DRX won against Damwon Gaming, it was not like them having a great game or great draft against Damwon Gaming. It was more like Damwon Gaming have really bad moment. I mean, bad moment, I would say. Like bad decisions or like limit testing in a good way. So, yeah, limit testing in a good way.
Yeah.
Because it's just regular season. So, DRX was like not that happy with that result, you know? Like they were talking that, yeah, our draft was bad and also our in-game plays were not that satisfying. So they organized, they talked to each other, they finally have some really great ban picks like this, you know? This ban pick is just unbeatable.
Yeah, I mean...
Top lane, mid lane, and bot lane, and jungle. Like, it's everything is completed. And also in-game play, the way how they snowball it, is just so clean. And look at this.
Watch the flash.
Watch the flash from Chovy. Like he predicted.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do in that moment, by the way.
Maybe if you flash to the right instead of back.
If you are 5-head.
Because you have to predict his prediction of your own flash. And say, he's going to predict me flashing backwards, I'm going to flash sideways. Or not flash.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Chovy's gonna predict the predict.
Oh. Wow. Chovy was that good. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I mean, that's why everyone is screaming Chovy.
Yeah.
On broadcast.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's why LS is always voting for Chovy.
Very smart man. 5-head voter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Because, everything happens for a reason, and Chovy would have just known that was the way it was supposed to go. He would have predicted Duck Dom flashing sideways or not flashing. And, yeah, would have been able to lock it down. Cloud Drake, I feel like the Drakes are not even part of the discussion in this game. But we're getting the zoom in anyway. Cloud Soul is going to be coming in. Chovy is almost at 3 items. Getting close.
Yeah, but finally this Corki is hitting his power spike with these 2 items. So maybe we can see some good team fights.
Yeah.
After some moments.
I think it's going to require a package.
Yeah,
on 5 members.
Yeah, with some pokes, right?
Yeah, and we're going to need 200 years to also Yeah, he's going to have to get the perfect Moonlight Vigil onto Fi.
True.
I think we need that. I mean, it's almost 12,000 gold in 20 minutes. This
is 2 levels difference, by the way.
Look at Rich, so cute, right?
Oh, he failed.
Nice stash.
Sad Bumblebee right there. Sad Bill, sad man.
Down 2 levels. Can't do anything. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Is it Legolas? Oh, it's not.
Close.
That was the ruler, I forgot.
But yeah, they still have chance. That's the point, you know?
Yeah.
Nexus is still alive.
True.
But anyways, DRX have to get the Nashor to accelerate this game safely. So I do think they have chance still, but I guess DRX is not caring about the Nashor at this point.
Yeah. I guess they feel like they don't need it. They're kind of just pushing in. They have a shield in Keria, and maybe that's enough for them. They've got their own turret nearby, just in case.
And they can always look for the dive with the Volibear. So
yeah.
If they lose this team fight, then Nexus is gonna fall. And both flashes are up.
Oh, that was a nice little sniperino onto Deft, but was blocked by the shield. Maybe Braum is the real counter to Aphelios after all.
No, there is no counter.
True.
Oh, yeah, there is actually counter. AP Kog'Maw on the bot lane.
Yeah.
It is actually a huge counter of the Aphelios. Maybe you can see it more after this patch. Because I played a lot of solo queue. Since last week, I started to play solo queue again.
Yeah.
When I see Aphelios Kog matchup, it feels like Kog'Maw, after 2 items, he's just stalling on Aphelios, you know?
Yeah.
Because
he never gets in Aphelios' range.
Yeah. Just Leandris and Archangel, then you can just spam your ultimate and yeah. I mean, it seems really great into Aphelios, you know? You can never like reach to Kog'Maw. So maybe after this patch, next week, we can see more of Kog'Maw against Aphelios.
Yeah.
I hope so.
We'll be on 10-14 next patch, next week, I meant to say. So perhaps that will be the moment. We have 3 crit cloaks for Duck Dump. I guess he really wants to crit.
Yeah.
I guess that's the name of the game for him.
He's gambling it. I mean, he don't want to gamble it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and okay, Jovi just going on in behind the turrets. Why not?
They're that far ahead, so...
Doggy treats.
But I think he really want to pick it up when they try Nashor, right? Or when they try to hit the inhibitor. Maybe that's the timing that you pick up package. And also, I'm wondering if they manage to get 3 items, I think they can actually have some chance when it comes to teamfight. You know, it's still Corki and Aphelios, and the game is kind of slowing down. And they're not even stacking 3 Drakes for now because Dynamics got the first Drake, right? So maybe they are earning some time for Aphelios and Corki discussing late game teamfight potential. But yeah, I think DRX knows that, so...
I love the Corgi. And yeah, it seems like Team Dynamics want to fight now with the pickup of the package. But it's just a singular Cloud Drake. They're really trying to make a stand here. Down more than 12,000 gold now. Almost 13. Rich is going to try to frontline here. Subjugate is going to come down. Cougar with a nice play as Kuzan, well, they tried to get in there. Nice try. Rich is going to be melted, and Duck Dom is going to be flashed on. That's going to be the double kill for Mr. Bear. He's no Teddy anymore. He is the polar bear. Ferocious and looking to hunt. picks up the triple kill. They're going to TP in. They didn't get Cougar, but that's okay. They got 4 kills on top of it as they'll look to push.
I would say that was nice try by DYN. That was great engage by them, but yeah, that's not enough, you know, because of the item difference. And it's gonna be easy and quick double inhibs by DRX. And that should be the game for DRX right now.
How much farther can we zoom in? Okay. I feel like Jonas Strong is just having fun now. He's like, well, there's not much to see anymore, so let's look at Azir's soldier.
Yeah, it looks cool. But anyways, that was really great engage by Google right there and in package. And if they had one more item,
yeah,
maybe there was a chance, but there is no chance. There is so huge a gold difference right now, so it's kind of impossible to have great team fight, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, imagine if they did that and the game was even. There's definitely a good chance that they win in that case. As here comes the arrow, it's going to hit Trundle. And, well, he's not going to be stunned up for long enough to carry it to get in range. As now they're just going to run it down mid. What better time to do it than now?
Yeah, run it down mid in a good way. I love it. They do not care about the bot lane. And finally, everyone can be really happy with this game performance. Clean sheet.
Yes, absolutely. And, well, here we go. We're diving on in. The turret's no longer available as Chovy, he is going to look desperately to sweep up somebody, but they're all dead already. And, yeah, well, Kuzan is going to survive and actually pick up a kill onto Doran and onto Pyosik. Who else? Keria, are you next? He's right on the edge. They're just taunting them right now. Playing with their food, you could say. DRX going to make this game look really easy. Not a very competitive match that we did have to end the night tonight, 2-0 in extremely stompy fashion.
Yup. Maybe game 1, that was not that clean because of the top lane, but finally everything looked like cleaned up. And I have to vote for mid lane.
Don't worry, LS, if you're listening.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise LS is gonna assassinate me. Just, yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, me too. Pyosik, what's the celebration today?
Okay.
All right. Step 1.
Last time.
What's step 2?
Jumped, you know.
Okay. Well, yeah, we already saw the Volibear celebration, so
yeah.
I guess he didn't want to do it again. That wouldn't be very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the camera guy is really forcing the players to do something.
Yeah.
Because they want something, you know.
Don't make Def do anything. He needs to rest his back.
Yeah.
And
Keria is always like, free,
yeah.
free, haha, haha, you know.
Best support.
He's so cute, man.
Yeah. Is he the youngest player in the league? Like in a starting position? Because I know he's 17.
Yeah, maybe. Isn't Hana Live Esports also having young players?
They do. Yeah, and I guess some of those are like kind of starting, but either way, very, very young players, of course, here on the side of DRX.
I mean, that's really obvious that he is young player of the split once again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who else?
I don't know, man.
I don't think anyone on Damwon really counts as a young player anymore.
No.
So I don't think I would really vote for any of them. And yeah, 2-0. Really straightforward. I feel like I wanted a little bit more excitement, but because it was so one-sided, it was just kind of like, okay, guys, I guess that was it.
Nothing much to say.
Yeah.
You know?
That's about it.
I mean, that was just so clean, you know? And the draft was also just clean. And yeah.
Yeah, their drafts are super nice. I think that Team Dynamics is he kind of gave a lot of stuff over as well.
True.
Allowed them, because with every unbeatable draft comes a draft against it that gave them every single piece essentially for free. And I think that happened a little bit there in game 2. That's just about as good as it gets, right? I mean, Azir Ashe with Karma, and then you have like a winning jungle with the Polar Bear. And yeah, they didn't even need really a winning draft, but it certainly helped. And I'd imagine we're going to be hearing from Chovy and from Keria, who was the player of the game from game 1.
I mean, I hope so. I don't want to see random vote from just so many people, you know? It's obvious that Chovy was controlling every single lanes after him getting mid pressure, moved to top side. Like, even though he's not level 6, he was just roaming faster than Corki. And on the ball side either. Like, he's using all the advantages that he got from the lane. He expands that kind of advantage to the other lane. That's why Chovy is considered as the best LCK mid laner with Showmaker, you know?
Yeah. The two of them together. Can't wait to see them face off again. I'm actually going to look at the schedule. I'm curious as when that is going to happen. So it's going to be Thursday, July 30th. DAM1 versus DRX. We'll watch that matchup.
It's almost in 1 week, right?
Well, yeah, 1 week from next Thursday, I guess. So, about a week and a half, I guess you could say. And Hero's another, basically an ace. I mean, Gugur got away, but...
We need to translate some jokes, maybe?
Yeah.
갈 사람? 가자.
Die?
돈 낼게.
Do die?
잘 가. 잘 가.
Take it?
See you later.
Baited.
야 카메라 벌써 대기하고 있어? 야 세레모니 한번 보여줘. 지금 너 대기하고 있잖아. 응 아니야. 돈 한번 보여줘.
Koshik wants to see a ceremony
Yeah.
from Doran, but Doran is like mad.
Yeah. Doran's not even
Mad
happy
top
after that.
laner.
Yeah. Doran will not celebrate. Maybe if they win Worlds, let's say. I don't even think he'll celebrate if they win Summer.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see him like smiling.
Yeah.
After him
we would love
carrying,
to see him smiling.
Yeah, smiling after him carrying 1v9 the game, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not happening.
Yeah.
In the regular season, it feels like the weakest point of DRX right now is the top lane. And it kind of showed up this game as well, you know, this series.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is still task, but at the game 2, they cleaned up with their performance, so I think it's still fine. And yeah, I cannot wait until they play against Damo Gaming too, you know?
Yeah, and we don't have to wait too long. The last DAM1 versus DRX was kind of towards the end of round 1 in week 4, but now this one will be, I think, week 7 is the one. Maybe it's week 7. So not too long to wait. You guys can mark that on your calendar, July 30th. Definitely the highlight matchup. Obviously,
sure,
both of those two teams against Gen G as well will be amazing matchups, and even T1, I think we should include them, even with their recent struggles. As Chovy is going to pick this one up, I think that's to the surprise of no one. I'm curious about the amount of votes that he got. I want to see if it was 12 out of 12. If production could let me know. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
He gets 12 out of 12 for the crab emote, I think. Best emote here in the game.
I mean, it should be 12 out of 12, no?
Somebody's probably going to vote for Deft or something. Like, with all the 11 out of 12s we've had today, I wouldn't be surprised.
Just fanboying.
Yeah. Jonah Strong votes for AD Carry because he's an AD Carry player or something like that. And yeah, this kind of was just the Chovy highlight reel. We already saw this one from all the fights that happened in the game.
Oh.
Jovi will now move ahead. He is no longer tied with Barrel, Showmaker, and Kana. He is on the road to try to challenge BDD, who does have a pretty nice lead with 2 player of the games. But if you pop off one day, maybe you win both games and you carry both, you can get 2 player of the games in the same day. That can be a big chance for them to potentially catch up to BDD. But BDD is having a fantastic summer, so I don't think it'll be easy, what it.
Man, we have so many good mid laners, you know?
We do. We are blessed. And I'm going to hand it back to Brian for the translation.
Alright, it's your 9th win, guys. Tell us how you think about today's victory.
오늘
First things first,
2라운드 첫 스타트 좋게 끊어서 기분 좋은 것 같습니다.
I'm content that we got off to a great start in round 2.
기분 좋아요. 기분 좋죠?
네.
You think so, or you actually feel good? I actually feel good.
다이나믹스 전인데
It was against Team Dynamics. They have a lot of potential, so we didn't let our guards down. And I'm satisfied with our performance tonight.
오늘 경기에서도
In today's match, you guys demonstrate another unconventional and unique style of draft and put your opponents under perplexion. Was there a specific point that you guys brought today? It wasn't just about dynamics, but we always try to prepare as a big variety of drafts as possible. Alright, what was the core points of your draft? All the picks we made were based on our sheer confidence. Does that apply to Yuumi as well? Well, Yuumi is not a tier 1 support at all. What is your take on Yuumi in general? As long as the team comp fits Yuumi well, then it's totally viable. Right now, Yuumi is 7 and 9 in LCK, but you alone got 5 and 1. Do you think stating that Yuumi is viable doesn't really make sense? No? I think one of the biggest conditions to fit Yuumi well is the presence of depth. You guys don't have depth, right? Other teams? We got him. I guess that's how you guys are able to maintain the sheer confidence. Cloud Temple also mentioned Yuumi usually stays immobilized to allied champions. However, Carrier, yours doesn't really. What's your take on your plays? Yuumi is recognized as one of the more reactive champions and very static champions. However, I was able to do well because of that. Seems that your words aren't being coherent. Seems like whenever you're out of words, you seem to just opt out to death. In game 1, there was Zoe versus Seth in the mid lane. What's your take on the landscape of that matchup? In Zoe versus Seth, I just believe that whichever one I take, I'll beat my opponent regardless. So if somebody were to ask me to choose one of the two, then I'll choose Seth any day. That's an incredulous feat, Jovi. Not only you guys got the victory, there were some regrettable moments in the top lane, especially in game 1. Doran suffered heavily. Were there any communications amongst you guys in game 1? Before Doran said anything, Coach CB Max came in after game 1 and then gave him a pep talk. Well, he was able to relieve that frustration with Camille in game 2. And Pyosik and Carrier, you guys were neck and neck in the POG vote. What was Pyosik's reaction after he lost to you in POG? He doesn't really care too much. You sure you asked him in the correct fashion? Yeah, I asked him for real. Then what is your opinion? Whenever I picked Yuumi, I've always thought that I played in an immaculate fashion, but I never got POG with Yuumi. And then, thankfully, Pyosik died once in that game with Echo, so I think I deserve it for sure.
그런 내용이 있었군요. 아, 짜릿해. 아, 좋다.
That was a thrilling response from you.
필요하죠.
네.
프로인데
That is- And that confidence is absolutely necessary.
그러니까요. 아,
Gobbling up as many POG points as possible is always a good thing. Chovy, you weren't really preferring Azir that much. However, in this season, you have been picking it proactively, and then you're undefeated with Azir thus far. Azir really needs certain conditions to be optimal. What's your take on it?
보험 끼는 느낌의 챔피언이
It's more like an insurance policy. So once you pick it, then there's really no room to be completely useless.
끝까지 가는 느낌이 있었거든요. 오늘 뭐 CS에 관련된 부분에 대해서는
In terms of CS department,
정글 다 먹고 난리가
you were
났거든요.
able
약간
to
이런 게
just
있었어요?
gobble up enemy jungle camps and all the available CS possible. What was your take on that play? I think I
오늘도 만날 또 기회가
dominated my
있어서
laning
가지고,
phase, and I was able to just use the opportunities given to take as many CS as possible.
맞아요.
이런 얘기인 것 같습니다.
그럼 이제 다음
Right, your
경기를
next series
DRX에게 유일한 패배를 안겨줬던
Will be the only team that handed you guys a hot L, which is KT.
어떻게 돌려주고 싶은 마음이 있을 것 같아요.
How do you
어때요?
want to repay that L, Chovy?
KT전이 복수도 해야 하고 하는데
Not only we gotta get our revenge on KT,
서폿이 스맵 선수가 또 나오면 좀 긴장되긴 하네요.
I'll feel nervous if Smep actually starts as the support player.
얼마 전에 그
Carrier?
승리한 다음에 투신과 에이밍이 나와서 스산슬 언제든지 나올 수 있어요.
After KT's post-game interview, Tusin and Aiming said that Smep is always ready to come out in the next series against you guys. You got any response to them?
아, 선배라서 조심스럽긴 하지만 이거는 프로 선수 대 프로 선수고 팀 대 팀이니까.
뭐 2라운드
As a professional.
중에서 KT 때
Well, every game in round 2 is very significant for us.
재밌게 상대해봤으면 좋겠네요.
Just want to play a fun game against Smep, whether he comes out in our series or not. Alright, you guys were able to pick up another W here. So once again, congratulations on your victory. That will conclude the winner's interview. Back to the casters.
Thank you, Brian, as always, for the wonderful translation there. Good to hear from Keria and Chovy, as they will move up to 9-1 now that they have played the same amount of games as everybody else. You guys can see that DRX are currently on the throne of the #1 team in the LCK.
Yeah. Ooh. It feels like finally they are lining up
Yeah,
at the right position, right?
stars are aligning.
Yeah. DRX, Damwon Gaming, Genji, they are obviously top 3 right now, and I feel like T1 and Africa, they are middle pack of the team
Yeah.
because they need to prove against top 3 teams, but they couldn't, you know? So this can be actual the standings for the last season as well, but we'll see what's gonna happen next week.
Yeah, and starting next week, guys, by the way, we will not be having Wednesday broadcasts anymore. We have 5 weeks of 4 days more instead. So make sure to mark that on your calendars as well. DRX versus Genji, the obvious highlight match that's going to be Saturday night. Match 56, 8 p.m.
Yeah, match of the week, and it's not predictable, I feel like. Genji finally through the wall. So I think they are really strong right now, you know?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Genji are right up there with Damwon and DRX.
Yeah, everyone was doubting about the Genji's performance because otherwise, like even though they have really great performance, they couldn't win against T1, you know? But last night, they did it finally. So there's nothing that it can stop Genji.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's going to be a pretty insane matchup. I hope you guys are joining us for that one and for the rest of them that week. We're going to be having fun here on the LCK 4 nights a week starting from next week. So make sure you keep that in mind and you don't show up on Wednesday. But either way, guys, we'll see you next week for more LCK. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
has changed and I am ready to take it on. You told me to be myself and never feel alone. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. If I was ever in the dark, I'd see. You've always believed and have faith in me. You'll always be my hero. I love you for everything you've done. You'll always be my hero. Faith in you like the rising sun. I feel so strong. I feel the freedom to be who I can be. You'll always be my hero. You give me everything I need. Everything I need. You have faith in me. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. If I was ever in the dark, I'd see. You've always believed and have faith in me. You'll always be my hero. I love you for everything you've done. You'll always be my hero. Faith in you like the rising sun. I feel so strong. I feel the freedom to be who I am.